Hey everyone, it's George with SimNut Racing Sims. Today we have an HGE IRL Community League race. This is race number 2 of the season. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons. And you'll be notified when new content is available. Like I said, this is an HGE IRL Community League race number 2 at Brands Hatch. Starting P7 today. Just looking to have a nice clean start. Not really looking to get too aggressive. Hoping for a top 5 finish today. That's what we definitely have pace for. If things go our way, we possibly a podium. Started race is nice and clean, just like we were hoping. Not trying to gain spots, but not trying to lose any spots either, as Darnell tries to stick his nose in. And D Fizzle catches a little too much curve. Gives us a free spot early in the race. Just trying to take it easy, build up our tire pressures, build up a little heat. And then we'll start getting aggressive, knocking down some lap times. We're hoping to be running mid to high 125s most of the race. This is a 45-minute race, one required pit stop with a tire change. Pit window will be about 10 minutes long. And we get another free spot as Fiesta, one of the leaders, goes off track. So already we're up to top 5 where we're hoping to finish. So things are looking good. We're only one lap in, already up 2 spots. Race 1 didn't really go our way, made a couple of mental mistakes, underfueled on the mandatory pit stop, went in to grab a little bit more, still had plenty of room to finish top 5, but got caught speeding on that stop. So, huge mental mistake, cost us 4 spots in that race. So, like I said, we're looking to have a top 5 finish today. Hopefully that's where we're looking to finish on the season as a whole. We are driving the 2018 Bentley GT3. Really like this car. Tapes curbs very well. The long wheelbase makes it easy to set up when you're setting up the front and the rear suspensions. It really doesn't compensate to the front, to the rear, on any changes you make. Was considering a Porsche, but I definitely feel a lot more comfortable in this car. Decided to want to be a little different as well. So as we're completing second lap of the race, we're still top 5. Definitely keeping up pace, nice and comfortably without really pushing the car too much. Tire pressures are just starting to come up, so we're going to be looking to start picking up speed. Hopefully catch up a spot or 2. Not sure. Definitely Fiesta's catching up to us as well, so might be dropping back another one.
Car on the left.
Terraspoons leaves the door open. We go to make a move. Get on the gas a little too early, spin the tires. Costs us a little time. Almost catch too much of the curve like D Fizzle. Got to get focused again, get back on track, start hitting marks. Fast forward a couple of laps. Another leader had fallen back, jumped up another spot to 4th, but already he and Fiesta on our tails.
Slow car ahead.
Yeah, we're not going to give the Australian too much hassle to get by, as he is up at 6 a.m. So we're just going to let him on through, which we may live to regret, as you'll see towards the end of this lap. And in the meantime, Fiesta's trying to get by as well. So we can just keep pressing. When Fiesta wants to make his move, we'll let him make his move. We're not going to squeeze him too much.
I
just want to mention, by letting faster cars through that are coming up from behind, like we did with the Porsche and Fiesta, if he comes back up on us, it'll slow down the cars in front of us as well. Hopefully it'll catch them at a bad spot to where it slows them down more than it did us when they were making the pass. But as I said, we may live to regret letting them by. Up ahead we have contact, bounce off the wall, we're not sure which direction to go, and we definitely choose wrong. Hindsight, looking back, if we had just stayed our line, probably went right through. That's our fault. Just like we didn't want severe damage. Not a meatball, so we don't necessarily need to pit. Just see how the car feels, how much time we're losing, because we'll definitely lose more time pitting down to fix the damage than if we can just hold off to the mandatory pit stop. Take the extra time then, fix the vehicle, and see what we can gain after that. Car did have a ton of understeer after that. See what kind of lap time we run. We're just gonna have to back up the braking zones. Make sure we get better exits. For sure, definitely gonna lose a couple of spots before we're able to pit, which should be around the 27-minute marker, 28-minute marker. Not sure Dan didn't have any damage after that accident, but he's already picking up time on us. As you can see, he and D-Fizzle definitely losing time with the damage. It's hard to turn the car. You can see the hands just struggling to get the car to rotate. See what kind of lap time we run. 132, not too bad, and that's with being in the accident. Go ahead, fast forward, a couple more laps. As you can see, last lap we ran a 129, which is about 4 seconds off of the pace we want to be. Hopefully, pit window is going to open right before we get there. We're dying for a pit stop. Never wanted a pit stop so bad in our lives. If Darnell looking to make the pass, we're not going to give him any problems. We're definitely slower. Just another spot before we go to pit. Thankfully, pit window does open. We're definitely going in right away. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to fix our damage. There's going to be 30 seconds anyway to change the tires. We believe we have fuel calculated correctly this week. Didn't want another mishap of what we did last week. Don't want to speed again either. We get in nice and safely. Now if we can just get into our pit stall to where the car doesn't need to move and we get it perfectly and we just go straight up, that'll save us a couple seconds. And that's exactly what we do. Got 1 minute of damage. Car all nice and cleaned up. Hopefully we get back out there running 125s, low 126s. See where we stand after all the pit cycles run through. What kind of deficit we need to make up. Look, when we come out, no traffic, just wide open track. Just want to get the tire pressures built up, start pulling some laps. And we do have Darnell on our tail. He does still need the pit, so we don't necessarily want to let him by. We know we can run faster laps right now. So even if we start getting a blue flag, we're just going to keep pressing along because we know we can push out a window between us. Now we're not concerned about where we are in position. Just worried about getting good lap times. Within the next 10 minutes, we'll know exactly what kind of deficit. Hopefully it won't be too large. Because we're still sitting 8th, we can just make up at least 2 more spots. We'll definitely be happy with that after the accident. Just like we said, we wanted to ignore the blue flag. We're already pushing a 1.5 seconds between us and Darnell. Fast forward ahead. We just run our best lap of the race, 125.79, which is right where we want to be. We can just keep this pace. We're definitely not going to catch 7th position, but we do believe there are other cars ahead of us that still need to pit that we can pass. So we just need to keep pushing along, keep trying to run 125s, low 126s. Everything should work out. Just as we coming through another lap, we see D Fizzle needs to go into the pit. Chances are we'll definitely be within striking distance of him by the end of the race. We still have 28 minutes left. He's a driver that we know we're running similar pace with, so just don't make as many mistakes as he does, and we should definitely be able to catch him. Just as we're coming around for lap 17, would have liked to have lap time to be a little faster, 126.99. Good news is D Fizzle is 20 seconds ahead. So just as long as we can make up about a second a lap, which we believe we can do, we should be right on his tail by the end of the race. And another surprise, Queen Killer hasn't pitted yet. He's only a few seconds ahead after his pit stop, so we should be able to pass him as well, which should put us in a 6th position if we get past both he and D Fizzle. And then along with Queen Killer, you can add a 3rd one to driver that needs a pit. It's Darnell. Things are definitely looking up right now. We can definitely get a top 5 finish out of this. Just as long as we keep our head down, start running low 26s, high 25s. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward again to lap 19. As you can see, Darnell and D Fizzle only 16 seconds ahead in a battle. They each run 1 minute 28-second laps, and we just ran a 126, which means 2 seconds ahead on that lap. Just as long as they keep battling, 2-second difference, catch them in just a handful of laps. We still have a whole 15 minutes left in the race. We're definitely looking optimistic. where we want to finish. Definitely say at this point of the race, steering wheel was clinched. Never been so focused the entire 45 minutes until this point. We can just keep our head down after all the setbacks, all the damage, making a decision to stay out and not go in early. Top 5 finish is still in reach. Not sure how it was possible, but we're not there yet. $14 minutes left in the race. About to find out how much time we made up in this lap as well. And again, we run another 126. We have the 2 ahead within 12 and 13 seconds. Fast forward ahead. We're on lap 24, just ran another 126. Darnell definitely fell off pace, only 3 seconds ahead of us, definitely within striking distance, still with 9 minutes left. Now we're just thinking about how we can get by him without losing too much time. Because D-Fizzle been running 13 seconds ahead of us consistently for the last couple of laps. We haven't really been making up any time on him. Darnell, we definitely shaved about 10 seconds from where we left off. Definitely have him, now that we can see him, starting to press just a little bit harder. And then need to find a way to get by him cleanly without losing too much time to D-Fizzle. And if we can manage to do that, that's our top 5 finish. Ever since the accident, and keeping a clean car. Mostly staying on track. Got a few off tracks, but not completely off track. Nothing that's going to slow us down. We have 0 warnings. Coming down to 8 minutes left. We got Darnell within 2 seconds. Darnell runs a 128. We run a 126. We have him down to a 1.5 seconds. Definitely closing in. Again, just trying to plan on where we're going to make this pass. And just as we think we're driving clean, we get a little lazy. We get our first off-track warning. And I remember that turn. I could have let off just a little bit and not have gotten that warning. But we're not too worried about it right now. It's just our first warning. I mean, how could we possibly get another 3 warnings in 7 minutes? Another 2 brings us to our 3rd. The one after the 3rd is another drive-through penalty, which we definitely want to do 2 weeks in a row. Right on Darnell's tail. Luckily, he's a legend. Lets us on by. And we definitely have more pace than he does right now. And just as we do that, we look up, realize D-Fizzle runs a slow 129. And even with making the pass, we still run a 126. 6.5 minutes left. Down to 7 seconds. 6.5. Closing in on D-Fizzle at a nice pace. Just as we get it down to about 4 seconds, we make another mistake, get our 2nd track warning. So 3rd warning, we're okay. 4th warning, like we said earlier, is a 30-second drive-through penalty, which we definitely need to avoid. Just like that, we trim a couple more seconds off of D-Fizzle's time. Got him down to 2 seconds. 5 minutes left in the race. And last lap, we made the same mistake in the same spot. Got our second warning. So now we're definitely starting to pay attention to that. We get lazy again in the same spot. Luckily, we don't get our third warning right there. Just trying to find that fine balance of not getting that other warning, but yet not losing speed at the same time. And as you can see, our delta's green. We're set to run our fastest lap of the race. We have D-Fizzled down to a second. Lap 28, 3.5 minutes to go. We run 1.1 seconds faster that lap that we gained on D-Fizzle. Gain a little more time through the carousel. Lose it right back. Turn after. Again, we get lazy in the same spot. It's our third warning. One more warning means a 30-second drive-through penalty, so now we have a really big decision to make. Now we need to decide, do we keep pushing for that 5th spot and possibly finish at the tail end of the field? Or do we just be satisfied with our 6th place finish? I decided that I'm just going to keep pushing along, not get too aggressive. Hopefully he makes a mistake, misses an apex or two, breaks a little late, goes a little wide, and then we'll just be on top of him again. Again, D-Fizzle runs a 127. We're still in the 126s. Getting ready to come up on the turn that we keep getting the warnings on, so we're definitely going to be paying attention to that this lap. Luckily, stay on track this time. Don't get our 4th warning for a drive-through. And at the same time, have it down to half a second. Reeling D-Fizzle back in. And a little side note, hindsight, after seeing the standings, D-Fizzle is now 1 point ahead of me in the standings. So this one position was a position on the season standings as well. Trying not to cut too much curb. Luckily, not another warning. We're a little worried on that one. Back on the gas. Trying to catch back up. Catch a little draft. Make sure we get a good exit coming out of here. Big run down a long straight. Now we have a dilemma here as well. We have our 3 warnings. We're within a half a second, driving almost a second faster per lap. And on top of that, we're running low on fuel. At this point, leader hasn't started the last lap. It says we have 2 laps remaining. So now hopefully, we're able to finish as well. So the situation is one more warning coming up on this turn, like right here, gives us a drive through, which puts us at the tail end. Running out of fuel gives us a DNF, which definitely puts us at the tail end. And at the same time, we have a seasoned standing spot sitting 0.1 seconds right in front of us, so we decide to go ahead and make a move.
Clear on the right.
Still brake a little early, we don't want to go wide. We get another off track like we said. We don't want to get that 30-second drive through, so we just brake a little early, let them by. And thankfully, leader is on the last lap, so we just have to finish this lap and one more, which means we should definitely have plenty of fuel. So now our only concern is not getting any more track warnings. And hopefully, passing D-Fizzle. I'm not lying when I'm saying I couldn't push the car anymore while trying to stay on at the same time.
Clear on the right. Leader has finished the race.
We come so close to getting another track warning. That could have ended our race right there. Very last lap to get a 30-second drive through. I know I keep saying it, but that's all I kept ringing through my head was 30-second drive through, 30-second drive through. Fizzle pushes it back up to half a second, about halfway through the lap. It's another spot where we can get an off track. Don't want to do that. Another one right here. After that, we're pretty safe on those. We make it through clear. Cut the apex as much as we can. Get on the gas. Try to catch as much draft as we can. Maybe he'll go a little wide, but no, he gets defensive. Almost brakes a little too early, a little too much. Sends himself spinning like he did the first lap in front of us. And there we go. We just couldn't do it. Great job, D-Fizzle. Way to hold it together. Congratulations, Fiesta, on the podium. If you enjoyed the race recap, go ahead, click the like button, subscribe, and turn notifications on for the next league race. I will also start posting the Pan American Monday event next week. I will try to get that out by Wednesday, hopefully. Should be a good one. I believe we are racing Laguna Seca with heavy rain conditions. Also, if you prefer to watch the race in entirety without commentary, I will have those posted as well on this channel. You can also find me on Twitch and catch league races and Pan Am events live if you prefer to catch us that way. Hope to see you there.